February 24th, 2017. In continuing this week's quasi-theme of sadness and creativity, I'm going to be discussing a sad creator whose unhappy birthday happens to be today. Weldon Kees was born on this day in 1914. Kees was a poet, a painter, a musician, and a filmmaker. Weldon Kees worked alongside a lot of my favorite poets like Kenneth Rexroth, William Carlos Williams, and Lawrence Ferlinghetti, yet I had never heard of him until Anna told me about him today. Kees dabbled in all sorts of creative work. He wrote the musical score for a movie, was a moderately successful painter, and made experimental short films, but he is best known for his poetry. His poetry is generally considered cynical and sad. Kees wrote a lot about a character called Robinson, who wasn't Kees, but definitely had a lot of similar qualities to Kees. Robinson, in Glen Plaid jacket, Kees writes, Scotch grain shoes, black four-in-hand and Oxford button-down, the jeweled and silent watch that winds itself, the briefcase, covert topcoat, clothes for spring, all covering his sad and usual heart, dry as a winter leaf. I find this refraction of personality interesting, as I've mentioned a lot in recent vlogs that I have this hobby of writing stories about characters who aren't me, but share a lot of similar characteristics as me. Perhaps it's a good exercise in reflection, looking at yourself from a new viewpoint. According to the New Yorker, Kees, during his final year, organized an event known as Poets' Follies. Kees and his other creative friends, including Lawrence Ferlinghetti, shared poetry, music, and dance with each other at this event. Anthony Lane of the New Yorker reports that Kees was introduced at this event as Mr. Weldon Kees, poet, painter, artist, etc., composer, critic, etc., etc., ad infinitum. Yet now Kees is hardly remembered for this apparent importance in the creative scene. His poems hardly even have a cult following. As Anthony Lane from the New Yorker beautifully puts it, it's as if Kees had hailed from and returned to a flickering underworld. Weldon Kees's final days are shrouded in a lot of mystery. On July 18th, 1955, Kees called up two women. During one of the calls, Kees said that things are pretty bad. I may move to Mexico. To stay. And the New Yorker reports that in the other phone call, Kees ended the conversation by asking the woman on the line, "What keeps you going?" The following day, Weldon Kees's car is found on the north side of the Golden Gate Bridge, car keys still in the ignition. It's speculated that Weldon Kees jumped from the bridge, ending his life. However, some speculate and hope that Kees is currently enjoying himself in Mexico. In his apartment, Kees left behind his cat, who had been named Lonesome, and a pair of socks in a sink. Regardless, he would have been 103 today. I really love tragic, sad stories like this one. Stories of tortured artists have always resonated with some part of me. I think what makes a lot of this story sad is that Kees didn't leave behind too much legacy, and it seems like he should have. Sadness is obviously a very powerful emotion. Sadness drives people to great lengths. Sadness drives some of the best art. And it would just be ridiculously boring to remain happy and carefree all of the time. As Vexode puts it in a comment, if I couldn't ever feel sad again, I'd be pretty sad about it. So perhaps we can remember Kees as a tragic reminder to value sadness. A reminder to not let sadness drive us towards throwing ourselves off of bridges as it did to Kees, but instead let it drive us towards creating great creative works, as it also did to Kees. Let's bring back Kees. Have a Keesian weekend. Go be sad, at least for a little while. Don't jump off of any bridges, though. Go read some poetry, read some Kees, and I'll see you on Monday.